fall in love with him.
Now, see, here's the thing. When we didn't even, there was no thing called hip hop, right? So I was 13 years old. I had moved from Harlem to the Bronx. So I'm in the Bronx, and so I'm in junior high school, and I'm a drummer, so I would just bang on the desk. So one of my friends came in with a rhyme, one of my classmates. He was like, Nip, give me a beat. At that time, you had a lot of break beats going around, like the ones we were just playing, but it was not too much about the MC, it was all of that. So it was junior high school, it was 1977. Same year I became an MC. So all of a sudden, like 2 weeks before school ended, it was the summer, 2 weeks before we got out of school, you hear, hey, they breakouts testing his equipment in the back of 111. Now I'm gonna break it down. My junior high school was 142 John Philip Sousa. It was an elementary or public school right next to that called 111. So we're like, all right, we go back there. Now this is the first time I'm seeing, I'll turn it down a little bit. I get this straight now. No, you can keep it. I saw, and Breakout was a DJ. And I'm gonna get into his whole thing. That was one of my favorite crew. So we walk out, we all walk out there, and he has his equipment out there. So you see the two turntables, and you hear them going back and forth like James Brown. And this is something that you never saw kind of before. So it wasn't like, oh, you saw a DJ, right? And from the movie, real break, so it all makes sense. The movie Saturday Night Fever. All right. Remember they showed y'all young, but when it came out, we went to the movies, everybody saw that they showed more of the DJ. He wasn't nothing about hip hop, but they showed the DJ. They showed the power of the DJ had. So now everybody wants to be a DJ. Okay, everybody's seeing that like, oh, whoa. And at the same time, we got DJs that talk on the radio, like split talk. Yeah. So I walk out there, I see the two turntables, I hear the music. Immediately, I'm driven because I hear James Brown. And I'm hearing James Brown, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And then there's a guy saying stuff on a mic who happened to go by the name of KK Rockwell. So I saw this and I'm like, yo, this is something. Not knowing, not even saying that to you, it's hard to explain because it's like, imagine something, most of us born hip hop might have already existed. Imagine nothing out of the blue is just, so it was nothing to say, oh, it was no blueprint. So that was different. So summer comes. Now at the same time I become an MC because I'm banging on the desk. One of my classmates comes with a rhyme and I'm beating and he's rhyming. And I'm like, yo, let me get one of those. And he gives me his rhyme. I just changed my name. His name was Robbie Rock. My name was Joe, so I went by Joey Joe. Those were the names you went by. Kevy Kev, Mikey Mike. You just went by those names. So the summer comes, my friend, who is another classmate's like, yo, the T Connection, which is, if you Google any famous clubs, or if you go to Cornell website, Cornell University, they have all of the flyers, all of what we call the advertisements for those clubs. So you got the T Connection, which was the place. So he's like, on Sundays, they're free. Now, I'm 13, so I asked my pops. He's like, yeah, you can go and start at 9. He say, we'll be back at 10. Dude, no. Are you serious? So I'm still gonna get to that question. I'm gonna tell you exactly. So we walk. Now it's on Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. I live on 233rd Street. We walk, we get in there. I immediately hear, can you go to Dance to the Drummer's Beat? I immediately hear this song. Now, once again, 76, 75, these break beats started coming out. So I hear this, go for it. Now this was like ice cream, like, because I'm a drummer. You made a song called Dance to the Drummer's Beat. So when this song came out, we went nuts. And we danced, and we doing this dance, the freak, the spank, all kind of, we just rocking. Now it's gonna come a part where we find the break part. Go, keep going. Speed it up and go. See, just we got time, it's just us. So, this was like, a little more down. That's good right there. It was just a song, and this part. Now when this came on, the B-boys went nuts. All right, we broke down to the back, we went nuts because it was, listen to me, it was just made for breakdancing. Go back and bring that, down. Turn it up a little bit. So we just mastered the song, banging this on the desk. Now think of breakdancers. Think how they can just get off on the down. So we outside the T connection, and I hear this. So I'm like, oh snap, and you can go down a little bit. So now I'm like, yo, I gotta get in. I'm 13, so we walk up this. Now this is a club. Now we could go to the parks, we would use it, but this is a club, disco, liquor. So I go, and let me break it down. I'm little. I'm 13, but I'm like 4 feet, 4. Listen, I was so little after they took me to the doctor to measure my arm to see how tall I was to be. And I was hurt. I was bad. But anyway, imagine growing up in the Bronx. So I go to the door, the dude at the door's like, bro, I can't let you in. I got too much liquor. I'm like, please, man. He's like, nah, man. So my friend's looking at me because he's taller, he can get in. So we go back downstairs. We try it again. Now I try to step, you know how you go to the rides and he said, yo, didn't I tell you? I was like, all right, I'll go out. And then I come back up. I'm like, please, like, listen, I'm gonna let you in, but I don't want to catch you drinking no alcohol. This gentleman went by the name of Richie T. Rest in peace. I mean, he was the one that gave us the spot to do all the stuff early days. Him and a guy named Sal, and there was some others, Armstrong, that other club. So he lets me in. He said, but I'm telling you, I don't want you to do no drinking. I'm like, no problem, Richie T, I'm not gonna drink. I went in, as soon as I went straight to the bar and ordered a Heineken, right? From people, stupid shit. Soon as I went to grab it, a hand out of nowhere came, it's him. And he's like, didn't I tell you? I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I'm telling you, so I didn't drink again till I was 16. But what happened in there is what drove me to it. It wasn't the music, it was this girl. She had on jean shorts, and I've never seen nobody cut.
Keisha from the Bronx.
Whatever, I've never seen nobody cut shorts like that. But I'm gonna let my man, we're gonna get back to some stories. I'm gonna let my man Rick do the introduction, and we'll be right back. Appreciate it.
Thanks, boss.
There you go.
The first of, I had an epiphany. I was like, why don't we try and turn this into a live podcasting of your project? And start recording sessions.
Right.
And start thinking about like inviting people to attend the sessions.
Beautiful.
But really, just like sort of teach people about hip hop.
Right.
I don't think it can be done in one night.
No.
And I'm here to support tonight because I love this, but I'm also I'm big on this idea. And I think we should figure out if we can collaborate on this.
Right. Because
to me, the education part
is
so super critical. There's not a better time to like lean into what's old and true and just kind of give people a place of like understanding from ultimately like the history of their circumstance, right? Like how did we arrive at what we've got right now that we're so happy with, or maybe even not happy with, but we've inherited, right? Where did it come from, right? And I just have to say my most favorite thing that's ever been said in the world of hip hop has been when Mos Def answers the question of what's hip hop going to look like in the future, and he just says, whatever we are. Whatever we are, that's what hip hop's going to be. If we're smoked out, hip hop's going to be smoked out. Right? And that's real because it's a human movement. Right? So anyway, I just want to say thanks.
Beautiful. We're going to do it. I had that
real
same.
Good to have you.
I thought about that. Wow.
I'm thinking big picture, long term with this idea. I think the education of this is a really great thing. I'm so happy to have you. I'm going to pop in and out to do the night, but
it's all good.
Ultimately, I'm trying to get some folks to come over too.
Sounds good.
All right, be well.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Give it up, baby. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, man. How we got to this point. Now, so that was the thing, the girl. Now, when I go back though to my hip hop DNA, it's scary because as you get older, you can look back and say, oh, that made sense. That's why that was connected with life. You really see this. So I'm born in Harlem, and I regular normal kid, other than being short, and the last name Nipper. So I'm gonna catch hell in school, right? So I started banging. My mother used to cook. I would bring the pots and pans out. Now, years ago, y'all too young, there used to be this catalog called Spiegel or JCPenney Spiegel. You can order stuff. And they had a drum set, a picture of a drum set in there. And that's how I taught myself how to play the drums. I would bang on and make the sound in my head. And then I would sit myself in front of the record player like at 2 and 3 and just mimic what I heard. Then we would go to the Apollo Theater every weekend. So I grew up seeing Temptations, Michael Jackson, everybody who you can possibly name, soul and R&B, I saw as a kid. I'm seeing all of these people. So one day in school, they bring out the wooden little instruments you play. So they brought out the drums and I'm playing that. And I'm like, all right, play, boom. The next day they did it again, but they wanted another little kid to play it. So I flipped out. That's when I knew I had an issue. I took the whole globe, the globe in the school and threw it. Little girl started crying, Joe broke the world. I didn't break the world. No, it was a big thing. It was huge. It was major, man. I got suspended. The teacher, I had said obscenity to the teacher. Now the teacher in the 70s she wore dashiki. So she was a powerful, strong, black woman, and I called her out of her name, so I got suspended. Now, on the way back, this is the blessing. Her name is Miss Salisbury. She's the first person that, outside of my family, that kind of saw talent, saw something different. Go to I Can Understand It if you can. There was a song that came out, and this is like a precursor to breakdancing. It was the gentleman who was singing the lead actually passed away. The band is called The New Birth, and it's New Birth. So this song came out in like 1972, 73, and there was a dance called the Get Down. And you would just, boom, it wasn't break, but it was there. So you had James Brown doing splits and all of that, us doing that, touching the floor. So you gotta look at how breaking kind of started from these cats, right? 72. So this song is what the teacher had me go around different schools. Thank you so much, Jasmine. You could kill it. Had me going around different schools performing. There you go. Now, what happened was a gift and a curse because the bullying started. So once the bullying started, once my classmates, my peers started saying, why is he getting special attention? You know what I mean? That's when, you'll turn that down a little bit. That's when the change started because I wanted to be normal. The teacher also brought in these group of scouts that scouted me, and they were going to, they were actually from Juilliard. They were going to scout and mentor me all the way through elementary, junior high, boom. And I had to have a permission slip. My dad wouldn't sign. His reasoning was they wanted me for dance. So you're looking at the 70s. You're not putting my son in no dance, you're not, but he didn't understand. They had gave me a test, and I'm the only one passed it out of the whole school, this music test. So there's gotta be some type of talents there, right? So then I do another performance. I don't know if you're probably familiar with the group New Edition. they did where they had their talent show. If you watch the movie, was this theater in Boston, Massachusetts called the Strand Theater. Now, I have family in Boston, so we go from New York to Boston. So what happened there, I performed with my cousin, my late cousin, soul singer, Franklin Lynch. And he's the one who showed me stage presence, how to hold a mic. Now I'm 3 and 4, he's showing me this. So I'm connecting break dance, the dance, get down, I got stage presence. Then at 4, I performed with James Brown at the Apollo Theater. This is crazy. I'm up there with looking, and James Brown's looking at me in amazement like, yo, how could this little kid be dancing exactly like me? Great, everybody loves it, the neighborhood. Now, these older cats say, hey, we got pictures of James Brown. Hey, let's go upstairs in the projects. We go upstairs, they stuck the elevator and they beat the shit out of me. So I couldn't understand, this is twice now that my friends don't want to be friends with me. Why? I didn't understand jealousy. I didn't understand none of that shit. You know what I'm, excuse my language. I couldn't understand it. But that made me suppress. That made me to suppress all the talents. That made me hang with gangs. That made me change. That made me start acting out so I could fit in. Rather than dumbing my own talents down, rather than, and this one is a message, I wish it was some young people, I wouldn't use profanity, but if a young person has to dumb their talents down just because people gonna be like, you showing, you can't do that. You're robbing your own life, you know what I'm saying? So once that happened and we moved to the Bronx, I moved across the street from the drummer that's called Pumpkin. He's probably one of the first hip hop drummers. If you go back to the Treacherous 3, he's playing that. He's playing all that. He's right. I'm playing his drums. Then up the street, it was my oldest friend, DJ Greg Scree, who introduced me to Kool Herc. So now, I'm in. It just all makes sense. James Brown, I danced with him, I did the dance, I learned how to play the drums, I learned how to hold a mic. It just all added up to me becoming an MC and me becoming who I am today, 61, a guy that never wrote a rhyme but just can flow. So that was just great, man. 1977, I finally go to high school after all of that fits in, and when I'm in high school, I got classmates that know Kool Herc. Now, you'll hear a lot of stories about who started hip hop, who was there, who was not. Were Jamaicans there? Were Puerto Ricans there? Jamaicans were there. They had to be there. My whole crew were Jamaican. It was a time in the Bronx and New York where a lot of West Indians moved there. They were there. You might have not known some of them were Jamaican because they didn't use their accents, but trust me, Flash, how could Jamaicans and West Indians not be a part when Herc is Jamaican? How could, you know what I mean? Flash is from Barbados. How could they not, and then the Puerto Ricans were there as well. They weren't thick like us, but they were there. Point of thing, right quick, let me jump to this part. I hate jumping around. Breakdancing. I don't know if when you see B-boys and breakdancing, you mostly see Hispanic. Or, now. And what started happening, it started getting dangerous, first of all. People were breaking their necks. We tried it, spinning on our head. We was like, no, we're not messing with that. And we started getting older, and which was, hey, y'all, welcome. What's good, man? We started getting older. That's my man right there. Ooh, shout out. We started getting older, so it was like, girls don't want to see you breakdancing on a, it was childish. And we wanted to be inside the discos, but we couldn't. They wouldn't let us in. And to me, why I say 1977 was the most powerful year in hip hop, you had, New York was broke. I mean, broke. The government, they wouldn't bail us out. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And the summer was one of the hottest summers. So now you got 1977, one of the hottest summers, you got the blackout. You got the Son of Sam going on, this serial guy doing things. You got us broke. They cut all the programs. So we're just out in the streets.
Bronx on fire.
Right, they're burning buildings. So literally, without that outlet, who knows where all of these kids, including myself, would be if we didn't go into these parks and jam out. You know what I'm saying? We had to. We just had to. But what happened, once the blackout happened, they started looting. So that next week, everybody was a DJ. Everybody had equipment. No, serious shit. They hit all those stores. Every other block had equipment. You was like, wait a minute. Everybody, we had clothes. And here we go. My dad, oh, you can't leave the block. I mean, do this. So anyway, that was very, very critical in 1977, which was, to me, they say, let's go to 1973, where they say is the birth. Kool Herc's party. It was a great party. It was a party. I was 8, so definitely I wasn't there. But it wasn't like, hip hop didn't form until, like, to me, like 77, 78, 79, the way it got. Before it was all DJ. It was all about the DJ. It was all about everybody wanted to be a DJ. MC or a rapper would say one or two things, you know, but nobody was really rhyming. So to say it, and there was a lot of other DJs doing certain things as well, like Herc. But the story I'm going with, Herc put me on the mic when I was 15. I have respect for him. He's, you know, that's how I'm going with the story. But if you listen to other people, it can change. It was a collective effort, you know. It was a collective effort. So once that happened, everybody has a crew. So now I go to high school, and the high school I went to was an all-boys school, DeWitt Clinton, and they had a rumor like if you go to, once again I forgot y'all wasn't here. I was like 4, 5 in high school, man. So they had a rumor if you go in the bathroom by yourself, you're gonna get attacked. I'm like, So for the first week, I'm not going to the bathrooms. Nah, So one dude he's like, yo, he said, don't believe that. So me and him hit it off. Make a long story short, we're in a lunch cafeteria, and I say this rhyme that my friend in junior high school gave me. It went, hello, my mellows, my name is Joey, transmitted to you from the third galaxy. Now, everybody used the rhyme, but at that time, I'm thinking it's my rhyme, because he gave it to me. I don't know anything about it. So they was like, wow, we gotta go, you gotta meet Mark. Now, I met a gentleman, we go over to his house, his name was Mark James, rest in peace to Mark Howard James. You might know him as the 45 King. He produced Stand for Eminem, and he also produced Hard Knock Life for Jay-Z, and some other things. And he discovered Queen Latifah. So we go over to his house, and his name was DJ Mark, and he had just left. My favorite crew was Breakout in the Funky Four. So he was starting a crew, and I said the rhyme, but I didn't know I had never said it to music. So he puts on a break beat, and I'm trying to say it, and it's just not gelling, and a couple of more times, and finally it clicks. And then that's what gave me the flow, so I always credit him for giving me that flow. I got a little cocky, because I was, I had the little thing, there was some other guys, so obviously they want me in the crew, they kicked me out of the crew, and then I joined another crew. Now by that time I had joined, I'm still in Clinton, I don't know if you ever heard of Zulu Nation. Right, so I joined the Zulu Nation. I had a choice, I could have went to it was different crews, 9 crew, Casanovas, or the Zulus. So I joined the Zulus, and the initiation was things you had to do, and after, I was like, man, that's way too much. I told the leader, I said, man, I ain't doing that last one. He's like, you got it. I said, I'm not doing it, so I left, and joined the, I just, I couldn't follow, man. Even though I was small and I probably needed protection, I just had to be my own. So I joined another crew, and that's when we just did great things, man. We were the first crew out of the Bronx to go to Brooklyn. Now, you've heard of Grandmaster Flash. Before him, the first Grandmaster was a DJ by the name of Grandmaster Flowers. He was legendary. He played a lot of disco, but he was legendary. So we do a party, which was the biggest mistake of our lives in Brooklyn. And like I said, they used to have flyers that would tell us where to go. So the park jams, you would hear music, or they would say, hey, they jamming on the block, and everybody would go. But once it got inside the clubs or the schools, they would give you flyers, so you would know it's at there, it's at the Matter, it's at the shop over here, you know, it's at different places, you just show up. So on the flyer, they had Bronx versus Brooklyn. And if you know anything about New York and boroughs, that's like saying East Coast, West Coast. Let's put it like that. So it's 13 of us. We go we go down there happy, we do our thing, we rock, everything's going great. Grandmaster Flowers, after we get on, say, hey, to me, come back, I want you to rhyme off of this. And he played this song, Love Is a Message, one of his favorite songs. I rhymed. No problem, I leave. A little Brooklyn guy comes, he said, y'all did good, but they're gonna F y'all up when y'all get outside. So I started telling my crew, and they was like, nah, I'm telling y'all, man, they're gonna jump us when we get outside. So we all say, let's stick together. We had this one Jamaican guy named Mr. Bond. I tell him, first of all, he wore the wrong attire. He wore a white three-piece suit with a big Godfather hat in Brooklyn, bright, and we're like, dude, so we say, stick together. He said, the blood clot, man. I said, me walk alone. I said, okay. No, man. So we're walking. I look, I see this white thing go by me. It's him. He's running, got his hat in his hand. I've never seen a person's knees get up that high. He was running. So I look around, and back it's like 60 to 70 Brooklyn dudes. Little ones, big ones, Adidas, no laces. The whole New York undercover, that whole thugged out, we getting ready to, yeah. Cops is laughing at us, looking at it. I'm like, yo, y'all don't see this. So I don't know if you ever seen the movie Warriors. It was like that, trying to get home to the Bronx, you know. So after that happened, then they took our equipment. So after that happened, the rest of the guys in the crew were like, nah, it's a fad, let it go. They, you know, that hurt. But I kept on, and I connected with a childhood friend named Greg Ski, who was the end of, hooked me up with Kool Herc. When I met him when I was 10, we connected back in high school, so he was the one that got me into Kool Herc and all that. Why, and we're gonna get into the music thing, why I never signed with Sugar Hill. My biggest night in hip hop got crushed by, I'm not gonna blame, well, not great. Okay, you've heard of Cold Crush Brothers, Grandmaster Caz? Okay, Grandmaster Caz, the Cold Crush brother was Grandmaster Caz, JDL, Easy AD, and another, sorry bro. So anyway, we were backstage at the Autobahn. This is huge for me. Now, the Autobahn in Harlem this is a place not to get where Malcolm X was assassinated. This is huge, this is monumental. And this is all of the big rap groups. This is like their top tier. I'm getting ready to get to that tier. I'm right there if I do this show. So my DJ and another member of the Cold Crush, JDL, are arguing. I'm like, so they're going back and forth. So Grandmaster Caz walks by and say, cut that shit out. And they still going. So then the dude says, I bet y'all don't go on. So my DJ said, I bet we do. So I'm like, don't start the shit. So the dude tells Grandmaster Caz, if they go on, I ain't going on. Oh man, come on with the bullshit. And I got a video of me telling Caz this a couple of years ago. And Caz looks us up and down and says, I guess you little niggas ain't going on. And I kid you not, that was that crush, man, because I was right there, you know what I mean? And what came out of that, and I'm gonna wrap it up, was we got interviewed by a gentleman by the name of Stephen Hagar. Now, if you know who Stephen Hagar, he worked for, there was a newspaper in New York called The Village Voice. Stephen Hagar basically wrote a book, they turned it into the movie Beat Street, right? So he was the first one, he interviewed Africa Bambaataa. His article was probably the first time you've seen the words hip hop in print. And this is 1982 in September. We didn't never say hip hop. We said it in our rhymes, like everybody had the same generic rhymes. Hip to the hop, you don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all. You know, we had the same thing, but we never called it hip hop. We're going to the jam. We never even said, it wasn't a language until that print. And you know, nobody wanted to hear it. I was telling them earlier with the Walkman. was all behind, the invention of the Walkman was behind hip hop. When they got so tired of us getting on the bus and trains with boxes and they didn't know, they would move, they would look at us, they would cringe, like, because you got us, it just sounded like gibberish to the average person. Now, but imagine you never heard something, you just hear a teenager rap to the guy there, you're like, what the hell? Just throw your hands in the air. You're like, what in the, you know, and we were disrespectful with it because it was loud, we were on the bus smoking, so some bright person, Sony, came up with the personal player, and boom, there you have it. So there's a lot of things that hip hop has done, from the fashion. It's not just the rap, the fashion, the way you represent yourself, the self-awareness, the art of it, the graffiti. You don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be a DJ or a rapper. You could just feel that vibe of the culture and enjoy it, knowing you're gonna be accepted. And it wasn't like that always. And I'm glad they accept everybody now, because it was weird. We accept and act like when I came out here, this is what opened my mind, is when I came out, this is the last story, when I came out here and didn't know anybody, I just ended up out here and I'm like, man, this is clean. They were cleaning the sidewalk, so it impressed me. I'm like, wow, where's the mountains? And they finally told me, and I ended up in Boulder, where I met these bikers that didn't have no bikes and that was banned from the liquor store. So they befriended me because they were a big gang. One had a patch named Gypsy. They were bad guys. They all had DWI. They couldn't drive their motorcycles anymore. They were banned from every liquor store in Boulder. So I said, yo, where the weed at? They're like, oh, we got weed if you go get us the shit. So that was the deal. So they hit me to the ins and outs and this and that, and with 2 and 3 weeks I'm in an apartment. They hit me to all the wrong shit to do, right? So then I'm living good up in Boulder. Then one of the bikers' girlfriend wants me to get, because I live down here, hey, could you go get me some drugs? I come down here, I get caught. So now I get out, but I can't go back to these are bikers, man. I'm fucking, this ain't, right? So, wow, this is honestly what changed my life. I get locked up and I have to go to the county jail. So I'm in the county jail, man, and I'm from New York and I'm tripping. They got no bond, I'm bugging out. So I'm in there a month, 2 months go by, and finally one night I'm just saying, boom, 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 boom. I just, and the young cat next to me started flowing. So it's like, yo, so then we did it again. So now I'm hearing West, these cats, these are real gang members from like Cali and different Chicago, and they're rapping to me, beatboxing. So we're doing it. Yo, the acoustics, not to say go to jail, but the acoustics is lovely. All right, and we're doing concerts to the point where people on the phone who they calling like, yo, what song is that? We're like, nah, that's New York beatboxing. So I'm doing it every night, all night. So one day, this boxer, he's in there, a big guy named Otis, says, yo, Nip, I got a headache, cut that bullshit out. And I said, man, the headache, you're in jail, you shouldn't have came to jail. I know everybody's laughing. Everybody's laughing, you can't say that shit, but I said you shouldn't have came to jail. So make a long story short, he threatened to do me harm, but he didn't. And once I would, and I didn't leave because So once I'm in there, one of my best friends named Jesse West gets a record deal at Motown. And I'm like, oh, snap, how'd he get a record deal? So I don't know if you know who Jesse West is, but he was the first male rap artist on Motown. And he also produced probably KRS's one biggest hit, Step Into a World. So me and Jesse West grew up. So now I'm like, oh shit, it's doable. These are my people I know that's making beats, that's, you know what I mean? So I started doing my thing in '94, got my equipment, and it's been hip hop ever since. Why I don't write, real brief, I wrote one rhyme, I was forced to, my crew like, come on, you gotta write. I feel it more or less, because when I started it was more crowd participation. And I feel if I say the same thing in Boston that I say, I'm gonna go off the energy. I wanna go off that energy. I know it's probably never done. That's why I never even tried to sign no record deal and none of that stuff. I had a thing on Cali, but I need to be me. I need to be able to do what I'm gonna do. So We're gonna open it up and get any questions about that?
What helped you keep going? Because you could have given up, right?
Yeah. What I think, I think because I'm a musician. That's what I think happened. Because I can't. Real talk. I wish I could sing. I can't sing, but I could play all these instruments. So I must always play music. And then I was looking for somebody to flow, but not to tell them what to say, but just to get with that cadence. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the one. But I just keep going, man, for the love of music and the culture, man. You know, this was right here. You can turn it up. This is probably one of the biggest. To set off to the, see the glows and then we're gonna do some. I know you gotta. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. This was probably one of the biggest. The first song, one of Kool Herc's favorite songs, "Give It Up, Turn It Loose." And I was telling them earlier that I performed with James Brown when I was 4 or 5. So it's just, I'm born to be hip hop. Like people say, I am so hip hop, and I know it sounds cliche and corny, but every aspect of my whole thing, from graffiti, I could write graffiti, I could beatbox, I could DJ, and I could MC. So I could do every element. You know what I mean? And I'm humble with it. I'm not on that. Colorado's my home. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York, but Colorado's my home and shit. And they even invited me to do this thing a couple of years ago with all of the New York people, man. And real talk, they knew I was from out of town. And the DJ, the girls, they put me last. I left. I was like, I see what's going on because, okay. But anyway, that's to answer, because that's basically the love of music. Like, even if it wasn't rapping, I would still be doing some type of music or something. And I suppressed it for so many years because of wanting to fit in. Trust me, it's hard. Like now I know I try not to, but when I upload shit, I know it gets some, I try not, but I'm doing it, fuck it. Because I'm not trying to show off, it's just, dude, I can make that many songs in the fucking night. I could do 3 albums in a night if I really want, take them bitches. You know what I'm saying? So why can't I connect with somebody that sees that vision, a young MC, and be like, damn, he ain't trying to change me, he's trying to get me to that shit. You know what I mean? Because it's open. Like when I go to the open mics, I'm trying to just bring other shit out of y'all. You know what I mean? And rather than Colorado, bring other shit where you can go to Texas, you can go to New York, you can get on stage with any MC. I'll get on stage with anywhere, all of them. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to keep it raw and keep it funky for Colorado. Serious. But anyway, questions?
I'm curious, I know you play beats, but you ever learn any other instruments?
I play drums and I play all self-taught. I play guitar, piano, sax. I play all percussions. Nebraska, trombone, sax, and trumpet. The piano, guitar, yeah. So I can, and I wish I took lessons. My dad did, but I can't. I just play by ear, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there's all kind of music, man. Let's make some beats. You want to make some beats? Let's throw one. Let's make a beat right quick, man. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what we got. Any questions? Let me see.
I got a question for you.
Go for it.
What would you tell somebody that feels like they're not fit in?
Uh-oh. Go for it, bro.
What's up, y'all?
What up?
What would you tell somebody that feels like, friend, I'm cool.
Right.
But that feels like they're not fitting in, right? And their sound is totally different from everybody else that's out there. And they're thinking about saying, well, you know, there's no part of me that's even close tangentially to anything else that's going on. I'm an exit. You tell them to follow their heart and exit, or what would you tell them?
Nah, don't exit. Definitely, no. Don't exit, because that's what's needed. But it's serious that if you're true to yours, and I just saw an interview with Master P. Boom. So if you stay true to that's what you have to.
How many times he went in with that?
Right,
with
yeah.
that record on the radio?
On the radio.
Yeah.
See, that's you have to, because people are not gonna see it. They're gonna be like, but that means you're trying to fit into that same thing where there's already a bunch of them, man. The status quo. No. That's why let him call you weird. Let him call you but let him call yes, let that be the thing. Because what'll happen, you'll get some organic fans. You'll get general fans from that. You'll create your wave. You know, people ask me, and it's kind of different with me because I'm kind of just having fun with what I'm doing. I'm not trying to sell, you know, and I just have fun. But people say, Nip, why don't you write? You could be, man, I don't want to write. Leave me alone. If I wanted to write, first of all, at this stage and age, writing, I'm equal friendly. Leave me alone about that shit. So, but I would definitely not give up, man, honestly, because that's what's needed. You see, serious, man. That's that people need to boom. People need to. They just need something different, man. And then you can always jump, you know, flex and flip on one of their styles and go back. You know what I'm saying? Let them know. Like, one of the things that I would like to tell any MCs when you say, oh, they only can rap over these kind of beats. Yeah, I can dig that, but try to rap over whatever. Try to fit it. Even if you fit it. If you speed and slow it down. Say this, just be like, oh, snap, flip. Just mess with different cadences and styles. Because it is hard now because it's so many people, it's so many of y'all. And I don't listen, I listen to people like maybe, but I don't listen to like a lot of rap. This song was real important as well too. I got this, it was a playlist, but let's get into some beat making, man. I got a playlist on my thing of all the break beats that we used to just dance to. And like I was saying, we would find, that was probably the most organic part of finding the break beat. So you would go to your mom's friend's house and get all the James Brown 45s and you'd be able to look at them and see the grooves and be like, okay, that's the break. Like if you take vinyl, you could tell, okay, that's the break part. And we would get them and they stopped making bootleg copies, but like to get the original Take Me to the Mardi Gras was like hundreds, you know, but they started making where everybody could get them, man. But let's make a beat right quick and then see what we got. Any questions? Nah.
What you using? What's that?
This is an MPC one. I want that new one, man. They got a new one.
They just released it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's just make something right quick. I'm getting ready to go on 90 right quick. Let me see. Hold on. I hate that, man. Ready? Share, glow, who? Share, who? Basically, like when I do an album, go like this. I make a beat, grease, oak creek. I hit streets in a cloak like, ha. It's like a bleak and a brush like litter cloak. I smoke a spliff in the cliff like, no difference, kind of cloak like a cannon scanning. Cause with the planet wanna scan like. I'm in demand, shooting clothes like tucking the shirts and looking birds. That shit go like something the flirt. I nigga clerk like his space, the glaze. I make a space, make a face like gold, the glues. And there's a trace, many case like the glues. I'm on some gold like a pole, like the glows. I'm getting old, got the grazing. Stuff like that. So that's, and I record that. And people be like, dude, don't you want to go back and perfect it? I'm like, nah, man, that's how I want it.
It was perfect the first time.
That's how I want it because it's so out, it's just raw. Let me see. Let's get this one, man. Could get the mic, bro. Who? Get it, blow. Some fucking blow. Skip and look 'em on the glow. That snare might be messed up, bro. Get it? Caught it like a garden like loser. See the screen like sky like blowing in blues. I'm on some tree like bird like wonder the grooves. I'm on some rain and explaining glow that glues. I switch my name and look off beating the glee. I make complete. Make it look or taking the seat. I hit the hoop. Bomb like bomb in the glows. I got the magic. Who's like those and glues. I watch it float now. Catching the glues up against like many like tools and blues. I'm on some fence like lean right like them like who on the spike right. Oh like grab the mic who want the mic right. Touching the glues I make it home. Touching the glues I get you off. Hip hops and blues are taking off. Hip hop don't stop I get it off. Many blows and yeah get it. Then I'm teasing. Let's get it one more man. And then you send them in there yours? Let's get one more, man. One more, same 90. One more, man. No, it's horrible.